I spoke about the need for us to think positive thoughts because, as Unity's third principle states, thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So, why would we go around thinking negative thoughts? Now, today, I'm going to talk about quieting our mind and giving ourselves completely over to the act of listening. This is a different challenge and maybe even more difficult. As Eckhart Tolle and Patrick McDonnell stated in their book, Guardians of Being, true happiness is found in simple, seemingly unremarkable things. But to be aware of little quiet things, you need to be quiet inside. A high degree of alertness is required. We need to be still, to be present to the moment. Now, we can bring our awareness to the many subtle sounds of nature. In spring and summer, the humming of an insect, or the first bird song at dawn. In the fall, the rustling of the leaves, or raindrops falling. In winter in Illinois, it's coming, folks. The stillness of the morning with fresh snow, or the crunching of our feet as we walk through that snow. Giving yourself completely to the act of listening. Beyond the sounds, there is something greater, a sacredness that cannot be understood through thought. A high degree of alertness is required. Be still, listen, be present. Look at a tree, a flower, or a plant, and let your awareness rest upon it. How still it is, how deeply rooted in being. We can allow nature to teach us stillness. Everything in nature, every flower, tree, river, sunset, every scene and animal has important lessons to teach us if we only stop and listen. Just watching an animal closely can take you out of your mind and bring you into the present moment, which is where the animal lives most of the time, surrendered to life. It's so wonderful to watch an animal because an animal has no opinion about itself. It just is. That's why the dog is so joyful and the cat purrs. When you pet a dog or listen to a cat purring, thinking may subside for a moment and a space of stillness arises in you. It's a doorway into being. I don't think pets have been given full credit for their vital function that they fulfill on this earth. They keep millions of people sane. They have become guardians of being, not by doing, but by being. Humans are creatures of doing, and there's nothing wrong with doing, but we also must learn to be creatures of being. You know, we live in a busy world, a multitasking world. Sometimes this is good, sometimes it's not so good. I read my paper while I eat breakfast. I'm watching TV. I have a book handy to read during commercials. Some people talk on their cell phones while taking a walk, hopefully not while they're driving. We talk on our phone while we fix dinner, iron, dust the house. What did we do before speakerphone or wireless earbuds? And teenagers, they can do almost anything while they text at the same time. We live in a world of busyness. a world of continuous thought. We immerse in a stream of mental noise. We can't stop thinking. We get lost in doing, thinking, remembering, anticipating, lost in a maze of complexity and a world of challenges. Humans are to thinking as dogs are to chewing bones. We can't stop. If you put a bone in front of a dog, he's going to chew it. Put a human body and a mind together, the human is going to think. Life can get very noisy and very busy and very frustrating. We can feel as if we're like in a little wheel running to make that wheel go around. Like a human being if we were a hamster. But the hamster doesn't feel the same way about that. The hamster's having fun. He's not thinking about what he could be doing, or what time is it, or what problem can I solve while I'm doing this, or what else can go wrong, or what if the wheel stops? Or what if the wheel never stops? Humans have to think about everything. And it's not that thinking is bad, but again, too much of anything can cause problems, even chocolate. Just as that dog loves to chew bones, the human mind loves to chew on problems. We get lost in doing, thinking, remembering, anticipating. Our mind encapsulates us in our personal problems, our family problems, our work problems, world problems. They're there, so we have to think about it. But nature, our animals, can show us a way out of the rat race of our minds. Eckhart Tolle says in his book, I have lived with many Zen masters, all of them cats. I think my dog's one of my greatest teachers right now. I, like millions of people who otherwise would be completely lost in their minds and endless past and future concerns, am taken back into the present time again and again by my dog. He reminds me of the joy of being. Butch knows what I and most of us have forgotten, how to be ourselves, to be where life is here and now. Every morning before we get up, we spend some quiet time together. Do you know how peaceful it is just to rub a dog's ear or scratch his neck? After a while, we move to the floor where I do my stretches, and he helps. Then while I'm getting on my running clothes, I still call them my running clothes even though I walk in them. He jumps around and runs like it's the greatest day in the year. And we're going to have the best walk of all time. He knows how to be in the now. He knows how to celebrate. And when we walk, I don't talk on my phone, listen to a tape or music. I'm too busy enjoying nature and my dog. It totally sets my mood for the day. And Butch is walking around sniffing, wagging his little tail. He's just being in the moment. While we humans are often doing the monkey talk thing, the self-talk, thinking, it's a crummy day. Oh, it's cold out here today. I don't want to go to that meeting today. I do want to go for lunch, but what am I going to wear? Is what I said yesterday okay? Am I okay? The dog doesn't worry about its image. It has no roles to play. It has no one to impress. It's free, free of those things. And all that they bring, the dog is. And we certainly know if we can say it about a dog, we can say it about a cat. The key for us, too, is to make friends with the moment. Say yes to the moment. Allow it to be. Be with it. I believe that part of the divine purpose of our pets is to help us return to the original state of connectedness of being. It's not a matter of falling below the level of thinking, it's a matter of rising above the level of thinking. One important thing that is helpful in lessening all this thinking is to not cover the world with words and labels. We seem to have these labels that we put on people and things into neat little compartments, little boxes, and we have an opinion about each little box. We meet a person for the first time, and we immediately start thinking about which boxes this person will fill. And it's not just other people, we do it to ourselves. My boxes include female, white, retired teacher, spiritual, not religious. I like music, like sports. I'm a Midwesterner. I'm an animal lover, a nature lover. I'm a proud Illinois State graduate, but I like the Illini too. All this thinking to put people into boxes, and then we come up with an opinion about those boxes. Why not just meet the person and be with them? Be totally present, being yourself and getting to know them. No boxes, no labels. Make friends with the moment. Then maybe you'll remember their name the next time you see them. No ego involvement, no continuous stream of thought, no evaluation of the other person or of yourself. When we don't cover the world with words and labels, a sense of the miraculous returns to our life that we lost when humanity, instead of using thought, became obsessed by thought. A depth returns to our life. Things regain their newness, their freshness. What people find so enchanting in animals is that their essence, their being, is not covered up by their mind, as it is with humans. And whenever you feel that essence in another, you also feel it in yourself. Every being has that spark of divinity, of God, of the Christ within. And I'll say again, because that's what we talked about in class, of the God within us. When we are present, we can sense that spirit, the one consciousness in every creature, and we love it as we love ourselves. Love is a deep empathy with others' beingness. You recognize yourself, your essence, in the other. And so you can no longer inflict suffering on another. You are not separate from the whole. You are one with the sun, the earth, the air, every living being. You don't have a life, you are life. The one consciousness takes on a form of a man or a woman, a blade of grass, a dog, a planet, a sun, a galaxy. we are ultimately not separate, not from one another, nor from any living thing. The flower, the tree, the cat, the dog. We can sense ourselves in them, the essence of who we are. We could say God, or we can say spirit. Oneness. We are connected. There's a wonderful example of this, and I have to credit Chris Farashon because she came up with this great picture. I asked her to get a picture of the aspens after they turn green in the mountains with the background of pine trees. This time of year, the aspens all turn gold, and they are absolutely beautiful. You can't really see it in this picture, but they grow very tall. They're very tall and slim. And Rocky Mountain soil, there's not much soil there. There's a lot of rock there. And so these aspen trees grow their roots so they're intertwined with each other. They're interconnected. And this oneness is what keeps them upright. But we don't see this when we look at the trees speeding by on the highway. We're speeding by on the highway, not the trees. Just as we don't see our oneness with all life when we're speeding along the highway of life. Always doing, always thinking, rather than being. For some of us, our oneness with animals is easy. Seeing our special animal, seeing baby animals, oh my, seeing human animals, human babies. We can turn into a bunch of babbling idiots and radiate with love. Just as seeing our oneness with human babies is easy, seeing our oneness with those we love is easy. These are steps. Just as not labeling people, not putting them in a box, is a step. Taking time to be, stop doing for a while, is a step. All steps to loving the Creator in the creature, to seeing the God within each living thing. I remember a vacation several years ago. A group of us were on the Gulf in Florida, and every evening we would gather to watch the sun go down. And if for some reason we missed the sunset, I felt as if I had missed an important part of the day, an opportunity that I was never going to get to have again. So I invite you to not miss an important opportunity that you may have today. Slow down, stop thinking, stop doing, be. Take the time and the effort to see the Creator in the creation, whether it be your four-legged best friend, in the beautiful trees, in the sunset, in that cornfield. I was raised on a farm. Or in the person next to you. Let's take these thoughts into meditation. So I invite you to relax and not think. Blank slate, just be. And listen to this poem by Unity's poet laureate, James Dillard Freeman. It's entitled, I Am God's Song. Perhaps I am almost like a song. What is a song? A song is a thought in the imagination of its composer, an unheard music of the mind. A song is words and notes set down on a sheet of music paper. A song is a sweet undulation of sounds for a little time in a certain place. And a song is also the singer singing, and a mind and body expressing themselves. I am the song and the sound and the singer. You will hear me again and again in different keys, in different voices, whistled and changed and hummed, sometimes only a few bars, sometimes sung over and over. The singer may sing imperfectly, yet I am always the same perfect song. Imagined music in the mind of my composer, written down in the Eternal's music book, flawless and complete. I am God's song. Listen for me. You are God's song. Listen. And let us listen in the silence. We recognize our oneness with all life. We honor our connectedness. We are one in spirit. There is nothing in all creation that exists outside the presence of God or that can separate us from the love of God. God is our all in all, our lives, and the substance that sustains and enriches our lives. The presence of Spirit within us is the source of unlimited possibilities, and we recognize this presence in ourselves and in others. We are blessed by knowing of this oneness. This knowing of oneness fills us with peace, and we are rested, renewed, and ready to follow where we are guided by divine wisdom. We know that the light of God surrounds us, for we are that light. The love of God enfolds us, for we are that love. The power of God protects us, for we are that power. The presence of God watches over us, for we are that presence. Wherever we are, God is. We are divine. We are one with the power that created us, and all is indeed well. And knowing this, we are grateful beyond measure. Amen and amen.